You naughty, naughty. You teasing me, you naughty, naughty.
I hope you guys are ready for some baseball because yesterday was the biggest day of the entire 2020 MLB season. We only had one postponed game, so we have a bunch of recaps to get into today. Pat Venditte, do you guys remember that name? He throws left and right. He is back, the first amphibious pitcher in the game. I know it's not amphibious. That's a joke. We almost had two no-hitters. There was one that was ruined, not by the sun, but the moon. That was the Giants versus the Dodgers game. We'll get into that. Gerrit Cole was caught cheating. Joey Gallo is right behind Babe Ruth and in front of Barry Bonds in a category. We'll talk about that. And then last but not least, Charlie Blackmon and Fernando Tatis Jr. They're playing at levels that I've really never seen before. So without further ado, MLB Recap is back. And let's start talking baseball. Now, before we get into the games from yesterday, I don't know how I missed this, but Zack Greinke a few days ago was calling his own pitches. I mean, this is the most Zack Greinke clip that you can find on the internet. He's calling his own pitches, and then once he's out of the inning, he just very calmly goes to the stands with the bunch of cardboard cutouts, puts on a jacket, and sits down. I mean, if this doesn't describe Zack Greinke, I don't know what does. The dude is so much fun to watch, even though he's a boring person. Now remember, guys, we have two no-hitters that were ruined yesterday. The first one came in LA. Johnny Cueto was wheeling and dealing, and then Kike Hernandez hit a pop fly to Hunter Pence over in left field. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, twilight can be just as bad as a ball going directly into the sun, because I was a former outfielder. As soon as it's hit above the lights, it's gone. You can't find it. So I feel bad for Hunter Pence, but luckily for him, the Giants were able to withhold the Dodgers comeback. They get the W, and also Johnny Cueto had Hunter Pence's back on Twitter, so I wanted to go ahead and shout out them. And also one more shout out is Donovan Solano. We officially have a 400 watch. He is hitting .462 and has 24 base hits on the year. Where did this come from? This Rockies game is the perfect segue because they almost had a no-hitter as well. It went into the 6th inning. They ended the game only with that one single hit. So the Rockies pitching staff, they have completely abandoned the fastball. They are going soft stuff down in the zone inside, and it's really working for them. And also on top of that, Chuck Nasty, another guy that we have a 400 watch. He is leading all of baseball with 25 base hits, so one ahead of Donovan Solano. But Solano is ahead in the batting average department. So Solano is at 462. Chuck Nasty is at 446. I mean, if you take a look at Chuck Nasty's game log, this is something that you only see in video games. How is this even real? The Yankees win game number 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Gerrit Cole fails to get his 20th consecutive regular season win in a row. Again, saying that out loud, I just cannot believe that it's even a thing. It's video game numbers. Aaron Judge, luckily, is on the same team as him, and he gets his 7th home run, so he's now tied with Fernando Tatis Jr. We'll talk about Tatis towards the end of the video. But Gerrit Cole was caught cheating in that win over the Rays, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. I mean, what do you make of pitchers using pine tar? I would say that 85, 90, maybe even 95% of pitchers usually have some sort of rosin mixed with lotion or pine tar to get a better grip on the baseball. So would you consider this cheating? Or, my opinion is Gerrit Cole is Peter Parker. He is Spider-Man, and the hat was just sticking to the webs of his finger, because I would argue that Gerrit Cole is an Avenger. And then you guys know in game number 2, the Rays actually cruised to a victory, so they improved to 7-8 on the season. After having a pretty hot start, they're still playing below 500 baseball. Now, Yankee fans, I would say even though you won a game, I would say the entirety of that day was an L, because Giancarlo Stanton, who has been playing at an MVP pace, he is going to be gone for quite some time with a left hamstring injury. I feel bad for the guy because his body is just made out of glass. It's really unfortunate. The Mets, they finally beat the best team in baseball, the Marlins. David Peterson, he bounces back after a rough start. When you have Michael Conforto, Pete Alonso, and J.D. Davis hitting home runs in the same game, pretty much 9 times out of 10, you're going to win that ball game. And also, the first amphibious pitcher in quite some time, Pat Venditte, he returned, and here's some highlights from him. So, yeah, cool highlight. Fernando Tatis Jr. is 3 years younger than me, and I can't even begin to comprehend how good that someone can be at such a young age. He is doing things that I've really never seen before. out of a shortstop at that age. He's up to 7 home runs. He steals bases. He plays great defense. He's got great speed. He's probably the best overall shortstop in all of baseball, maybe right behind Francisco Lindor, maybe right behind Trevor Story. The Diamondbacks, they teed up Chris Paddock for a couple runs in the first few innings, and that was all that the Diamondbacks bullpen needed. So great game all around.
One swings down the line and left, and there is his first. Top of the 6th inning.
Steven gets into one and hits it deep to right field, and that ball is in the seats. Steven Vogt, his first as a Diamondback, make it 3-1 D-backs.
Playing pretty good baseball without him doing much.
Soft flick, Evan White, a lot of ground to cover. Evan White wow. Making the catch. What a play!
They didn't find a way to get that one. There wouldn't have been a parade in D.C. Here comes Hayes, dives, and
that one hooked. Shot into right, on the move, Pilar, long run, and he's got it. Oh, he took a hit.
Frankie Montas has been a stud for about a year now. I know that he was suspended for PEDs, but even including the suspension, he has been ridiculous. He's been electric all year. He goes 7 innings, only 2 hit strikeouts, 5 against the Astros, as Marcus Semien and Matt Chapman, they carry the load on the offensive side as they win their 8th game in a row. So you guys just saw all the highlights from the A's. Let's show a few lowlights from Jose Altuve, who goes 0 for 4 and 2 errors. I mean, what is happening? I mean, you almost have to think that all of the pressure from the offseason has caught up to him because he's hitting below 200. He's making errors all over the place. I mean, does your heart go out for this guy, or are you kind of sitting back licking your chops like, ha? You deserve that. Now, another pitcher that has been dealing all year is Zach Plesac. It's insane what the Indians pitchers have done. In 16 games, they've only allowed 33 runs. So that's 2 runs a game. Now, unfortunately, the Indians offense has not been that great, except for yesterday. The offense breaks out of a mini slump. Jordan Luplow started the 2020 season on an 0 for 21 streak, which is not good. He belted his first hit and home run of the season. Now, I will say Lindor, he's scuffling a little bit, but he made me feel so much better with this mic drop. I mean, he literally said it and then walked away. Ooh, we got to re-sign this guy.
I'm not worried about the clock.
No, man. God bless me with health. If I got health, I'm a hit. I promise you that.
Yo, shout out to Colby Allard of the Rangers as they beat the Angels. They shut them out, in fact. He went 5 innings, had 6 strikeouts, but the story of the game is my man, Joey Gallo. He wins the game because his 2-run home run was the difference, and look at this chart. If we're talking about most home runs per at-bat, Joey Gallo is, I think, 3rd all-time, right behind Mark McGwire, Babe Ruth, and he's in front of Barry Bonds. So if you guys are new to the channel, back in high school, I gave up a home run to Joey Gallo, so this chart, this graphic, it definitely makes me feel better.
2-2 fastball, swung on, hit in the air to center field. Back goes Bradley again. This one's over his head.
Looking to bring home the go-ahead run. And a ground ball weakly hit to the right side to JBJ.
All popped up down the left field line towards the corner. Gurriel is there. He's got room, makes the catch to finish the ball game.
The Red Sox finally got a good performance from a starting pitcher, and they blow it. So Toronto, they limited the damage. They take a 2-1 victory over that same Red Sox team as Bo Bichette and Rowdy Tellez. They're clutch, man. I like the Blue Jays. They're probably not going to be a World Series team for a couple years, but they're fun to watch. Anthony Descalfani and the Cincinnati Reds, their pitching staff is just as scary as the Indians and the Cubs, because I would say that those are the top 3 teams so far in the league with Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, Trevor Bauer, Anthony Descalfani. They have guys for days. Even the guy mainly, he started a couple days ago. I'll put up his name right now. They got a great performance from Descalfani as they shredded up the Brewers, and then they got all of the help that they needed from one man, Eugenio Suarez, who has been slumping for about a week now. He hits a 3-run home run, so I tip my cap. I love when guys get out of slumps because it's got to be the worst feeling in the world. How quickly the tides turn. The 10-2 Twins are now the 10-5 Minnesota Twins as they lose their 3rd game in a row to the Kansas City Royals. Like, what is baseball? The Marlins are good. The Orioles are good. The Orioles are really good. We'll talk about them in just a second. Soler goes yard in back-to-back innings, and the offense is firing on all cylinders as they hit 7 home runs total against the Twins. Now, I'm not going to say anything except show a clip. This was the Tigers versus the Pirates. The Tigers hit 4 home runs in 11 pitches, and that was the game.
And the Friday night opener, the 0-2, lifted to left, carrying deep, and history! His 3rd homer of the year for Candelario. Oh, and he launches one to left. That ball's deep. That ball's gone! Are you kidding me?
Who has been the biggest surprise so far in baseball? Is it the 7-5 Tigers? Is it the 7-2 Marlins? Is it the Orioles? And I think we're going to talk about them right now. Austin Voth of the Nationals threw a great game. He shut out the Orioles. Even Juan Soto got in on the action with a 2-hit performance. I think he had his first home run as well. But the Orioles scored 5 in the 8th inning and flexed their muscles yet again against the defending champs. They improved to 7-7. Baseball. The final game from yesterday, Jake Arrieta woke up feeling dangerous. You know, shout out to Baker Mayfield. I don't know how that correlates, but Arrieta was finally himself after not winning a game in a year. Yes, that was his first game in over a year, so a huge confidence boost. And honestly, if you're a Braves fan, let me know what you think of Kyle Wright, because he wasn't very good yet again. JT Realmuto hit a home run in his 3rd straight game. You also get Jay Bruce and Didi Gregorius staying hot. So the Phillies, I mean, if they continue to play well and if their pitching comes in huge, are they a scary team? Let me know. Oh my gosh, we had a crazy episode. We had Pat Venditte making his return. Gerrit Cole was caught cheating. We have guys on the 400 watch. Is it going to be the first time since Ted Williams? Just so much to talk about. I love baseball so much. So hopefully you guys do enjoy the game just as much as I do, because we're not stopping anytime soon. This is my favorite thing to do in the entire world, talk about baseball with you guys. Love you all so much. Stay safe and enjoy this day in MLB history.
Here's the 2-1. Swing and a long one. This one is way back. It is out of here. 600.